So in this video, I want to help out a fellow fact checker because we all have knowledge gaps. Now, I watch Ryan McBeth because of his expertise as an intelligence analyst, and here I hope to share my knowledge as a psychologist and health analyst. So, where Ryan recently stated this
image was AI generated from this image, but it's already being spread with text like, "Why is he so happy?" So this particular event might be ripe for AI alteration precisely because so many people have seen the video that they might misremember things collectively. This is often known as the Mandela Effect, where people falsely remember the death of Nelson Mandela.
Unfortunately, the Mandela Effect is not recognised within psychology and is seen simply as an internet phenomenon. The evidence base is lacking and comes from informal, unquantifiable, unverifiable and unreplicatable recollections. The researcher herself, often referred to as a psychologist, is Fiona Broome, but she's actually a paranormal researcher. And all of the evidence base for the Mandela Effect, or all the theorizing she did, was on her own personal website. And it wasn't in any published articles or journals. And also, the example given by Ryan actually negates it being able to be a Mandela Effect, because the fake picture of Trump smiling, it exists. And so people will remember that picture. Whereas what the Mandela Effect describes is a shared misremembering without being manipulated to misremember it in that way. So what he is describing is probably closest to hindsight bias. And even the original case of the Mandela Effect put forward by Fiona Broome as her reason for theorizing about Mandela Effect in the first place can be explained by other well-researched psychological reasons. And just in case you didn't know, Broome misremembered Nelson Mandela being in prison, and she thought he had died in prison, was never let out. This has happened with some other people too. But Broome could simply have fallen victim to a perceptual error that we all have the chance to succumb to, where that is members of other groups, in this case race, look more alike than they really do, because it is a heuristic shortcut that all of our brains take when identifying outgroup members. And sometimes, unless you spend a long time around people from another group, it could be anarchists or communists or capitalists, then your brain will use that heuristic to identify the outgroup members. It can even happen with political views, for example. And when people of another race look more alike than they really do, that is a well-researched phenomenon, and it occurs in all races of people with all races of people. So when it comes to voting, what do we really need to be careful of? When you're standing there ready to vote, your decision on the day can be affected by a multitude of factors, and not all of them are political. I'm not going to go into detail here, but just to list some of them. Could be your personal and emotional biases, your social and group expectations, the economic status of you and your family and your friends and your county and your state and your nation, recent current affairs moments, the most recent result of your favourite sports team, and your patriotic fervour and all the things that entails and how that can change on a daily basis, and so much more. And through the fog of war, it can be easy to forget the reasons why you wanted to vote for X candidate. And all you can remember is Trump doing a great job of looking the part of the hero with his fist held high after being shot. Or you can only remember Trump shining his shit-eaten grin as a careful plan all comes together. Because there are people out there are those of us who will change our vote based purely on those two things. So you need to make sure that what you remember is real, and you need to make sure that you know what other decisions could be influencing your vote, even when it comes to the moment of marking the X on the ballot paper. So, I've been Chris, this is Stats Bites, and if you want me to add anything more to what I've said here today, just write it in the comments below, and like and subscribe, obviously.